Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths, you got to understand that when you encountered this narcissist in your life, they were broken. They were a mess, you know, partly from their previous relationships and the chaos that they may have inflicted in those previous relationships, and them grieving the absence of the former supply, and just them, you know, desperately needing someone of your caliber, someone that has the tools that you have that can make them feel a certain way. And they used you as a stepping stone, right? This is what they saw you as. They saw you as someone that can get them from point A to point B, right? Where they can use you for your beautiful, wonderful traits that you have, your aura, your generosity, your energy, and they thought that they could use you for to gain these things from you, and then they could go about their way. And this was the motive set by the narcissist that was involved in your life. You know, they saw you as an opportunity. They're opportunists, right? They saw you as this opportunity that's going to build them up. And it worked, you know. A lot of you, many of you, maybe not all of you, but a lot of you encountered the narcissist at a broken time. You know, they do play the victim role very well. But when a narcissist is playing the victim role, you know, they are actually broken. You know, they are physically broken, you know, and spiritually broken. They're dead, you know. And they fed off your energy and your love and your light and your care. You know, they fed off this and they thought, yeah, this is going to push me in the right direction, right? Narcissists are always on the lookout for the grass is greener. Narcissists are always looking out for another opportunity because they're opportunists, right? But they saw you as this stepping stone. And honestly, like I said, it did actually work. You did build them up. You know, some of you, you know, helped them financially. You know, others of you poured in endless amounts of love into them and care and gave them your time, you know, and really put them on the path, you know, of the straight and narrow, you know, and really helped and assisted them and supported them and loved them and cared for them. When in essence, they was looking at you as an opportunity and a stepping stone to get to where they're going. They were taking what they had with you until they got where they were going. And the thing is they do this, right? They'll continue to take from you, until one day out of nowhere, a discard comes out of nowhere, or a reverse discard comes out of nowhere, and you're left clueless. Like, this person you loved, you cared about, you may have had the toxicity, but you were probably blind to it at the time. You didn't really see the true nature of the beast until the unmasking during the last days and the discard and the reverse discard. And you're left feeling empty, you know, you're left feeling like you put all of this time and effort into someone to help them, to build them up, support them, love them, care for them, and they cast you aside like it's nothing, right? What you gotta understand, as much as that stings and as much as that hurts, right? As much as that hurts, right? You have to know that this step they take after you, they plummet. They go downhill rapidly, very quickly, right? They're opportunists, right? They didn't see the gift. They knew you were a stepping stone. They knew you provided them with love, care, support, maybe financial support even. You know, they knew you had a lot going for you, right? But with their, you know, selfish nature, they come across a new supply where they thought this situation was going to be wonderful, or, you know, or they felt like they could even just go out into the world alone, you know, because they got so inflated from the supply that you gave them. They even had the courage to go out into the world alone and, you know, try and make their way alone, you know, and find a new supply and stuff like that. But what they didn't realize is this stepping stone after you was walking them to the cliff's edge, and they took a plummet, right, back down to reality, right? Because God and karma and the universe doesn't allow them to mess with a chosen one and an empath, right, and not face repercussions for their actions. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Just like this video showing up for you, help it show up for someone else in the community that it may be a benefit to. Also, if you need support or some light shed on your personal situation, remember I do one-to-one sessions. You can always find the link in the description box. But like I was saying, God and the universe doesn't allow these narcissists to just get away with things unscathed, right? You know, remember these narcissists that are involved in your life are devilish creatures, demonic entities, negative energy, whatever you want to call it. This is what they are, right? And karma or God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, makes them face serious repercussions for their actions. So, you know, they thought they were heading, they thought this step after you was a leap of, you know, they took a leap of faith. They thought this leap was going to lead them into greener pastures and a wonderful world. And they realized very, very quickly that life's not cracked up to what it's meant to be, how the way they was anticipating it to be, right? And it's not only just to do with the new supply. The new supply is part of it, you know, when they run into these new people. But it's also when they're around their friends, or when they're around their family, or when they're around other people, when they're at work. You know, they face constant reminders and realizations that people are not on the level of you as the chosen one and the empath. People don't treat them with the fairness, the kindness, the generosity, the support, you see. And they still face struggles, right? They thought that they thought they were healed, right? They thought that they were well enough to go and take on this journey of life by themselves. They thought that they were, you know, but what they didn't realize is it was you. You were the backbone that come along and made them strong. You were the one that was keeping them upright. You was the one that was keeping them walking on the straight path, right? Just by being around you, with your angelic energy, you know, your positive energy, you know, this kept them feeling sustained, right? And without you by their side, they realized life is a lot more challenging and a lot more tougher without you in it, right? And they still have their fair share of problems that they go through naturally. Like everyone has problems and issues that they face day to day. The narcissist that was involved in your life is not exempt from this. They face challenges. They face everyday problems, right? And they haven't got someone picking up the pieces and putting it all back together for them, right? They might have a new supplier that sleeps with them, right? But this new supplier doesn't have the love, the care, the mindset, the chemistry that you used to provide, right? That made them feel good, right? Neither do their family members, neither do their friends, neither do their colleagues at work. No one is like how you was to them. And this is, you know, no one will ever be like you was to them. They'll never find it ever again. And they find themselves falling off this cliff, scrambling to grab onto something, you know, to get back up, you know, to try and stop the fall, break the fall. But they're crashing, you know, they're going to hit rock bottom. And they do hit rock bottom, you know, they do hit rock bottom. They attempt to try and stop the fall, you know, but it's inevitable. They took that leap of faith and it didn't work out for them, you know. Remember, this is, you know, the whole connection between you and the narcissist that is involved in your life. There's a duality that occurs, right? On one side of things, you are put in this situation to gain wisdom, understanding, knowledge that all people are not like you, right? You probably through your whole life you thought people were on the same page, people thought like you, people acted like you, people had a good heart like you, and this was most likely your awakening in realizing that people are not like you, right? And that is what the gift that you've been given, to realize that not everyone's like you, right? And on the flip side, they had something so pure, so loving, so beautiful with you, and they threw it all away, right? And you need to understand, you have the reminders of the toxicity that you were put through. You have the reminders of how unjustly and unfairly you were treated during the last days of the relationship and the ending of the relationship. You have those reminders, and that's your hurt, and that's your pain, and that's what you need to overcome, right? But them, they have reminders of how good you were. They have reminders of how kind you were. They have reminders of how generous you were. They have reminders of how positive and pure your supply was. This is what they can't get over. You see? There's a big difference in the grieving process between the narcissist involved in your life and the chosen one and empath, right? You're hurt because you've been betrayed. You're hurt because someone broke your trust. You're hurt because someone treated you unfairly. They're hurt because they've lost everything that they had, right? The goodness, the kindness, the generosity, the pureness, the understanding, the chemistry. That's what they're grieving, right? And yes, they took that leap of faith as an opportunist that they are, thinking their life is going to open up for brighter days, because you know what the thing is? It did last time. It did last time. They took this leap of faith before, when they were with a former supply, right? Prior to you, they took this leap of faith. They discarded this former supply. Or the former supply cut them off or discarded them. You know, they was probably in a toxic relationship, another toxic individual or another narcissist. But they took that leap of faith and they landed you, right? So in the mindset of the narcissist, right? And I should have probably said this earlier, they think they can get better. Don't you see that by them walking into you after what they've been put through and what they had before and how much they upgraded, they thought this leap of faith, just like they took before, was going to lead them on to better things, right? And that's because they ran into you. That's because they ran into you, right? Which gave them that false comfort and this ideology that they can keep progressing and progressing and progressing and progressing, right? And yes, in life, you can progress in your business, you can progress in things like this, you can progress, right? But when you're a narcissist and you're evil and you're messed up and deranged in the head, right? The universe and God isn't going to let you progress. Just hurt people and progress and find better and find better and find better, right? Even in non-narcissistic relationships, people break up, they try and move on with someone else. They realize that their former partner was the one for them, and it's already too late. Sometimes it's irreconcilable. I can't even say the word, but you know, they can't reconcile with their former partner, right? This happens in non-narcissistic relationships too, right? You need to understand that the narcissist is not exempt from feeling this agony and this pain and this absence and this void, right? They're not exempt from feeling this. But you need to understand everything that you've done for them, right? The support you gave them, the care you gave them, the love you gave them. Yeah, you're not perfect. I'm not saying you're perfect. No one's perfect. I'm not saying you're perfect, right? But what you've done for them, other people just don't do in this world. A lot of people in this world are selfish, right? Many people in this world are selfish. Many people in this world are all about themselves, right? And the narcissist is one of those, right? But it just happened to be that you took time out of your day and out of your night and love out of your heart, and you gave it to them, and they took it for granted. They took it for granted and thought they could take this leap of faith, use you as a stepping stone to go on to get better things in their life, right? And for the rest of their days, they will remember the chosen one and the empath, right? Whether they tell you this or not, it doesn't matter. You need to know in your heart of hearts, when the relationship is over, however it ended, discard, reverse discard, or you cut them off because they become too toxic. When the relationship is over, the narcissist that was involved in your life will never, ever forget you. They will never forget you, right? And they'll know that they made the worst mistake of their lives taking that leap of faith. They know that they've burned the bridge between you and them. They know it's difficult to get back to you. They know it's difficult to get back to you. They also know, even if they got back to you, that the trust is broken. You don't view them in the same light no more. Prior to awakening, you don't view them in that same way no more. They're aware of that. They're conscious of that. That's what delays Hoovers. That's what makes them not reach out. Because they're not, as much as they're idiots and fools, they're able to suss that out, knowing that you're not gonna, engage with them in the same way that you once did, Maybe early days after your relationship first ended, they think, yeah, they're there, and some of them do try to come back early on. That's what a lot of you miss out on. A lot of you miss the early Hoovers that they give you, right? Even if it's weird, bizarre Hoovers like, hi, how are you, for a text, or fake profiles or things like that. They do things early on, a lot of the times. Or even those last exchange messages or last phone calls that you had. What you don't realize is a lot of them were actually Hoovers, right? A lot of them were actually Hoovers during the last exchanges you had with them. And you've missed that, because they realize very soon, if you make sure that you don't plead or you don't beg for them back or you don't chase after them, and even if you do, you just make sure that eventually you get to the point where you stop chasing them, you stop pursuing them, you let them get on with their life, they will fall off that cliff's edge, The longer that you stay engaged, they'll be at the cliff's edge, but it will prevent the fall, You need to let them take that leap of faith and go forward with their lives. Fine, so be it. They used you as a stepping stone. Now you know that there's fake diamonds in the world, and these people don't treasure relationships the same way you treasured relationships, right? Now you know there's fakes and snakes out there, So be it. Someone used you, but who did they use first? Who did they wrong first? But when anyone wrongs you, right, they've wronged God first. They've wronged the universe first. They've wronged your angels first. That's what they've wronged first. Then it comes to you, right? They've wronged karma first. They've gone against karma, right? You need to understand that this stuff in the spiritual realm is there for your protection, right? And you've gone through this awakening. You've realized that they're nothing, right? They're scum. They're dusty weirdos. You've realized what they are. And that's the grieving process that you're going to go through now on the healing journey. Coming to terms that someone used you for gains for their own life. But they realize, And the thing is, you could have stayed with them for many, 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 many years, right? You could have stayed with them a whole lifetime. They would have never appreciated you like they appreciate you now without you. You could have stayed with them your whole life. They would have never given you your props, never paid you your dues, never realized what your worth was had they stayed in the relationship with you. It's only by them going on to new things, taking that leap of faith, which leads to them falling, plummeting from the cliff's edge, snapping back into reality, do they realize the worth and the value of you as a chosen one empath? That's the only way they realize, right? So leave them to it, because their life ain't improving, right? Their life's not improving now. They've had their glimpse of glory with you, and forever they will be chasing to find someone that makes them feel that way again, and they're never going to find it for as long as they search. So anyway, thanks for listening today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you want to donate, you don't have to, but if you'd like to support the channel, you can. Links in the description box below. For more narcissism-based content, check out our other channel, links in the description box. Please visit the forums. One of them is Tips to Heal, and I'd love to find out what helps you on your journey. Please book a healing session with me if you need advice or some light shed on your situation. The Empath Monthly group meeting is coming up at the end of the month. Limited space is available. There's a WhatsApp group for survivors to stay in touch. I'm also doing email consultations if you need a plan of action. The links for all I've mentioned are in the description box below. If you'd like to know more about the narcissist tries to destroy you despite you being best supply they ever had, click this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.